Good early day to everyone. This is William Surf Rouse of We Ride, Biker for Life, and the We Ride for a Cure channel. This video, it may be a little long, but I hope that if you've been following me, you know I'm long-winded. So I want to share this message with you all, and hopefully that on December 14th, 2025, as you go through your new week, this may inspire you to better yourself. I want to take you all back to a particular number, and please don't forget this number. This number means something to me. The number is 420. 420 is the number that has hit me at least 5 times in my life, and I'm going to explain to you why. I want to take you all back to June 1st, 2001. At this time, I grew my hair. I always wanted long hair. But on this day, I decided to cut all my hair off, with the exception of my tail, or shag for you old schoolers. And the young lady who cut my hair, I'll never forget it. When she finished cutting my hair, it was approximately 4:20 p.m. Friday, June 1st, 2001. And I had this really bad vision. Something's not going to go right because I did this. Now, I didn't pay it no mind. The year kind of ended up kind of salty business-wise. What I remember the most is that we had a very mild winter. We barely had any snow. It stayed within the 40s and 50 degrees. We barely had snow. Now comes 2002. 2002 hit. I'm in truck driving school. And I'm miserable. 2 things happened that year. Around February 14th, around Valentine's week, I had just finished passing all my tests. And I ended up taking my truck driver's test. I passed it. They immediately sent me home. I come home. First person I go see my ex-girlfriend at the time. We end up started dating each other again. Rest in peace to Angie. But then I come home and I go see my father and my mom. My dad is out somewhere, so I didn't get to see him yet. I go see my mom. And this is when she gives me the news. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. So I'm just blown because they didn't want to say anything until I came home from truck driving school. I get home from truck driving school and I'm back at work. I'm working. And even though I'm working, the thought of my father dealing with cancer and his body went through a change. They did chemotherapy, and I knew nothing about this stuff, but I know about it now. I gave him something to help him, and it actually worked. But people set in their ways, fill in the blank. June 1st, 2002, I had finished a portrait of somebody for this man's daughter. He had passed away in jail. I finished this picture. And I remember as soon as I finished the last stroke on that shirt that I airbrushed for that young girl, an energy just came over me. And I remember I just stopped everything, looked at that picture, and I sat on the couch in my shop. She came to go pick up the picture, and I left. When I got to my grandma's house at the time, my mom was there. That's when she told me my dad died. He died exactly at the time that I finished that picture, and I knew that was him talking to me. the darkest feeling that I've ever experienced. So don't think for 1 minute that the spirits do not communicate. He died at 4:20 p.m. the same day. I have never celebrated my birthday since, at least in that matter. He died 6 days before his birthday and 8 days before mine. Me and my dad were birthdays 2 days apart. Pardon the pain on my fingers. The next time 420 hit was September 1st, 2014. That was the day me and now my ex-wife separated. The exact time. 23 days later, I'm in the hospital dealing with my own cancer issues, though I didn't know I had cancer yet till 2 weeks later after they ran a test. I battled it for 2 years. I did good all the way up until September 1st, 2016. I'm back at the hospital again due to some food that was not cooked all the way. And I know my people, they still hate that moment. They thought it was cancer, but the food irritated what I had going on, and I almost died. But that day, I had a visitor that came to the hospital, and at 4:20 p.m., a fight almost broke out because of who came in that that hospital. And then, now I'm out the hospital, almost died from that situation. Now I'm living, I went from living from my friend's house, because I was homeless for 2 years almost, to living in my sister's house and having to start over again. All through those 2 years that I was dealing with cancer, I was trying to get myself back together. I lost a gig the year that I caught cancer the first time. That would have put me in a better financial bracket. Now I'm stuck in Chicago in this weather, starting over, had to leave my first store, move, all this stuff, trying to get me a new place, found a place, lost it, hospitalized again. And I'm like, why am I still here? It's not that I ain't trying. Just stay with me. I want you all to follow this path here. Follow my message. I'm in the most depressed state in my life. My ex-wife is shitting on me. Yes, she was shitting on me. And at this point, I'm what Yada calls a dusty ass bum, if you all know who Yada is. But not because I'm not trying. Things are just not working out for me. And then during all this time, as a train in the background, I started going to therapy. And I remember sitting in that room with 10 men, sometimes it would be more, and they would ask you to go in the middle of the circle and speak your truth. And after a few sessions, I got used to going. But the most important session that I ever experienced was when the elder and a few brothers asked me, you still haven't released that pain. What is it that you're having the most difficult time releasing? And I said, being a husband, and now I'm divorced from somebody that didn't want to be with me anymore. It was like, I felt like a loser. And the elder stopped and said, let me ask you this, Mr. Rouse. What did you do so bad? I said, I was a victim of something that I didn't know. And because of that, it just triggered off the divorce and the separation and all that. He said, did you cheat on her? I like, absolutely not. Did you get on drugs? No. Did you beat her? No. Did you have a baby or children or relationships outside of your marriage? And he's looked at me. He said, "I'm very serious about that. You can be honest. Like I did not cheat on my wife. I didn't have no kids. I didn't have children before I got with her. None of that. I was faithful. And I was proud of that. He said, did you do any drugs? Did you screw up money? I'm like, man, she knew where the money was in that house at all times. I was very careful with money. Did you love her? And I said, hell yeah. And the way that I said that, the elder had all the brothers clap for me. He said, man, clap for this man. This man been in the Super Bowl and he don't even realize it. He said, do you know how many women, if they heard you say that the way that you said that, you wouldn't be single right now? He said, listen, things happen in the marriage. If you didn't purposely try to mess up, from this point on, Mr. Rouse, I want you to say this to yourself. I no longer feel guilty about something that I tried my best to be good at. Let it go. She was already gone. But what you're not realizing was this was your opportunity to shed off something that no longer was good for you. He said, I bet she still call you too. Like, yeah. I said, do you call her? Not really. Like, yeah, okay. She knows. She knows. She knows. If she knows that you wasn't a bad person and you tried, she was just ready to go. And maybe that was a blessing in your favor. You got to let them pebbles go. Stop letting people live in your spiritual house without paying rent, because it's going to drain you again. And you've recovered from cancer and you got a story to tell. You brand new now. Let people see the brand new you. You got too many pebbles you carrying that you ain't supposed to be carrying. Take them pebbles off and free yourself of that weight so you can breathe. That was the most hard-hitting therapy session that I ever went through. Those pebbles was the stress that I put on myself trying to impress people with stuff that they don't give a damn about. I'm a damn good man. I'm a good artist. I'm loyal. I'm honest. And I got a lot of love in my heart. And everybody can't take that. So why not take that energy and put it back into you? I'm speaking to people who need to understand that everybody's idea about who you are will be the reason why you will be miserable, lonely for the rest of your life. Pleasing people is not your purpose. Satisfying you is first. Love you. Love the fact that you are able to get this far in your life and start loving you again. Take them pebbles out that bag and put them somewhere as far away from you as possible. Stop carrying other people's weight. And when I finally started doing that, that included family members. That included the situation that I was in with my family members, and they know it. The way that I had to deal with things. And I started saying to myself, I am going to start doing things for me. I picked up some weights. I started hitting weights again. I started working out. I started writing my testimony about my life. I wrote 5 books, go back to work and started doing the absolute best work that I could do. I started saying to myself every morning, I love you. I love you enough to push you. You know what you got to do. And though those obstacles, the situations with my ex-wife, the conversations, I had to deal with it. Yeah, okay, you gonna shit on me? Okay, fine. But let me just let you know the person that you shitted on. Let me tell you what he did. He survived something that some people in your family couldn't. He made it through something that, though it was rough, he got through it and he's still here. Created a clothing line, a brand, art series that as of today, I'm the first African-American / Aboriginal Black American to create a biker line that this person, that's a train, didn't want to be a part of. Yeah, I'm putting that business out, man. I want all the smoke. I've done things to help people survive cancer. I created a formula and it worked. and I've helped over 100 people. And my video about my cancer story has had over 8 million views. Somebody's life was spared because of what I told on a line. Shout out to cultureconnections360.com. I created a formula that replaces chemotherapy. And I know saying that on this line, that's heavy, but it works. It works. In 4 months, the treatment, the regimen, the exercise program, the counseling. And this isn't something that you can't just go and do your own research on when you study. That's what I learned from my elder, Chris Williams, rest in the essence. But I went through something, and now I'm telling you all about it. I didn't become a millionaire, okay? I ain't do no movies. I ain't done nothing spectacular according to what people think it is. Because it's not about them. It's about you. People who get sick like that, they get sick like that because their bodies become poisonous, because they don't get rid of all of the tension. They don't get rid of all of the hurt. They don't get rid of all of the guilt, and most of the guilt that they have, it wasn't even their fault. They don't get rid of the shame. They don't get rid of the insecurity like I did. And I love my mother and I love my father, but I tried to live up to a standard that I thought that they would want me to live up to, being a good person, no gang banging, no drug selling, no crazy stuff, nothing that will shame my family's last name. That was important to me. And to go through a divorce, to go through financial straits that I've seen my mother and father go through, that killed me. And it almost put me in a grave. And I ended up hurting so bad because this person left that I forgot at the end of all of that, you are still here. So don't let things like that break you down, because if you survive it, it made you stronger. It took all of that, and then 6 years later, after getting out of the hospital, 40 pounds underweight, still being told I ain't shit by a particular person who almost got her ass whipped in the hospital. I'm still here though. It took me 8 years to release all of that and say, fuck it, I'm still here though. Yeah, I still got an old ass car. Yeah, I lived with my sisters in my 40s. It took me until I was 52 years old, 51, to finally get from being in my own place to being with somebody to being homeless to finally getting back into a place in which you all see right now. I ain't had a damn problem paying rent, bills, with no problem, because I've never been a bum. But it took me to finally let those pebbles go, let that stress, let that insecurity, let that stop trying to please and impress people, letting, hey, I'm this person. When I finally let that go, they finally told me that I can do my surgery. When I finally got rid of that, done with that surgery, I made sure that I told my family, when this surgery is over 6 months from there, I will be in my own place. And sure enough, 6 months later to the date, I was in my own place. I'm talking to you all from it now. I had to let go of stuff, even though I didn't want to hurt nobody. I had to think about me, because where I was at wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with me, because I know that I deserved better. I can do better. And once I get the opportunity, watch me go. Some of you all are missing that point in your life where I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. And now you're sitting in a bed messed up because you didn't step out of your own way, because you were too busy trying to impress others. I tried to live up to what a husband was supposed to be, and I end up being divorced. I ain't tried my best to be what a businessman was supposed to be, and I almost lost my business. I tried my best to be this guy that everybody knows as Surf. But William didn't even know who William was. Did anybody know who William is? Y'all know Surf, but do you know who William is? And I often wonder if my ex-wife really knew who William was. I often wonder if my family know who William is. Not all of the bad stuff that you all can find out about me. Hey, y'all got bad stuff too. But do you know William? So, my name is William Riles, and I am a cancer survivor. I am a survivor of just life. And if I have given you any inspiration through this little video, I hope that I did my job. This wasn't to impress anybody. This wasn't to try to get no money off of anybody. This is something that I do personally to help me heal me. And I hope that I may have healed somebody or given them some type of enlightenment that they'll do better. And if anything that I have expressed on my videos have helped you, it's because I went through it. I effed up, I made my mistakes, but I got through it. And so these videos are to help men, especially in the older men that never had a chance to get it out. I'm telling you all, go and get therapy. There's nothing wrong with getting therapy. If you are married, go get therapy because you need it. Women, you all need it more than us. You do. But get therapy, not because you're trying to tell a person, yeah, I'm better because of you. Yeah, since you left my life has been much better. Or no, you know, I got a new man in my life, or I got a new woman in my life. No, you're not doing that to go back and lash at somebody. You're doing it because I'm working on me so that I can be a better person. And even if with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, or your husband, do it for you first so that you can be the better version of what you want to be, not for somebody else. Do it for you first. Had I did that first, you may have never heard of me. Had I did that 30 plus years ago, 35 years ago, when I was still a teenager, you may not even heard who I am. I may have done much better things in life. Who knows? But I'm here at 53 years old. Gray salt and pepper hair, need a haircut, receding hairline. But I'm here. It took all of that for me to get here. And hopefully you will do better than me. And I'm not ashamed to say that. If you do better than me, then I did my job. Because as an older person, middle age, as they say, sometimes the elders have advice because they went through something that they never want to go through again. But if they know that you taken the information and you were spared from what I may have went through, including cancer, then I did my job. I know it's been a long video, it's 22 minutes, but if you got something from it, I'm sure you watched the whole thing. My name is William Riles, affectionately known as Surf. And if you will do me a favor, watch my videos on YouTube, We Ride Biker for Life, the series, and check out my art. And if you need any health advice, look me up, 773-551-2904. All right, I'm through talking. I'm hungry. I'm about to cook and clean this house. Clean your house. Clean your spirit. Clean your mind. Peace.